And hello everyone, it's Tom, it's FANzine Live. We are looking at another Phoenix book, Heroes Now number 5. It has taken a long time for this to happen. I will immediately say thank you to Tony Lorenz for waiting as long as he did to see these stories come to life. I had some issues with trying to get the book out. I wanted to wait until it was something truly special, truly great, and I think we pretty much got there. So let's go through. Heroes Now, of course, is the Phoenix Anthologies, or Phoenix Productions anthology for my hero universe, and we've done 5 issues so far. In fact, I can even show you the other 4. We started with, and I love doing homage covers for these. So we started with the Rob Liefeld inspired Heroes Now number 1, which ended up getting some nice awards. Then Heroes Now number 2, doing the Justice League look from Kevin Maguire. These 2 were both done by David Bath-Gellart. This was Heroes Now number 3. Of course, we're messing with Love and Rockets number 1. I love how David did the semi-transparent hologram there. And then lastly, Heroes Now number 4. Of course, Dark Knight Returns using Laserdisc. And this cover was done by David Trzynski and Tom Ahern. And it looks beautiful. Those are our 4 issues so far. These are important because this is the first arc of the post Heroes Now Patriot. This is the first arc of the post-Patriot storyline. It was a 4-part thing, wraps up here. So my thought was, I've got a wide universe and I want to bring different heroes in here and there, such as here in Heroes Now number 1, we started with the Patriot, or the Patriots storyline, but Scott McClung also did a beautiful piece on Accelerator. Issue 2, we've got Patriots again. Terry Sue Wood did an amazing Accelerator story with me. Heroes Now number 3, we continue with the Patriots, but we also did The Light, and Rob Cooley did this one with me. Bit of a holiday themed thing. A lot of fun. Then this one, we wrap up the Patriots, and then in the back, we do the official guide to the Phoenix universe. Pinups also in here, and also the Hero Gallery, and that started with the 2nd issue, such as by Fred Hembeck. This one was Matt Feazell. And these are just people I run into and get a chance to ask or commission, and they'll do basically trading card sized images of my heroes. Bob Hall, the Marvel artist, did Squadron Supreme, so pretty neat. And of course, all this stuff is available off at Amazon. This is slightly larger. This is about 44 pages, if I recall correctly. We start with John Muller doing a really sharp piece from When the Berlin Wall Fell. And we've got Patriot giving some advice to Jeff as to how to spell Ich bin ein Berliner on the Berlin Wall. So then we get to the Patriots. This is a one-shot as opposed to the 4-parter that we had in the other books. And this one shot is called Long Lost Friend. They're now back in Washington, D.C. They're getting debriefed. They're really not happy with how things went because the Patriots is largely full of angst and issues. Parkour and Fuse just leave Jeff by himself. Jeff ends up running into what we call a long lost friend. And so we get the backstory when Jeff was a youngster working with Patriot, and this was over in Romania. He ends up meeting this girl. Like all star-crossed Cold War romances, it doesn't end particularly great, but they have a great time during it. And then we get to the end, and there's a bit of a twist to it. From an art perspective, Tony does a great job on this. But I'd also like to point out that we've had just tremendous issues trying to get his toning to show up well off of stuff that I print. And it's not just Amazon, but even before Amazon. But his stuff leaves this moire pattern, doesn't look great. And it's frustrating. We have done everything we can. You can see it really strongly here. And it just doesn't look good. So I suggested that we do a test and see whether it was his manual toning or if it's just toning in general. So I commissioned somebody to do some coloring for us. It came out like this. It's a little bit washed out. I mean, almost literally is no white other than the word balloons and captions. But I do think it looks nice. And I think Tony's work really does get the treatment we need. And there's no more pattern. That's even better. You may have heard of Kerry Callan. He did some work with Mad magazine, but he also has an online strip called Super Antics, where he has superheroes, largely the Justice League folks, doing all sorts of silliness. So he did these to make them look like the Marvel value stamps. So they're numbered. And these are his interpretations of my characters. Then this was actually supposed to go in issue 6. Because this is issue 5. I was going to start another 4-parter in issue 6, and I just haven't been able to get it off the ground yet. So I said to Tony, you've already drawn this thing. Why don't we just put it in and we'll do a double shot from you and we'll let her rip. This is a page drawn by William Cadell from chapter 6 of Hologram Counting the Days. And these are the hologram books, volume 1 and 2. So if you go in and look at chapter 6, because this is 1 through 6, this is 7 through 12. Nice Scott McClung covers too. So this was just one day in the life of Hologram. And I've always wanted to take some of these single pages, these single days, and explain what happened. So I thought no better one to start with than I end the terrorist attack by the 4 elements of the apocalypse in short order. Well, there's a huge story behind that. What exactly happened? How did we get to this place? What did it mean to the Phoenix hero universe? So we're back in 1989. This is the page that William drew. And this is the story behind it that Tony drew. No toning at all. All manual shading. We just tried it that way. Now this toning up here, this grayscale is from the computer added by me later. But this is the story of the 4 elements of the apocalypse. They're all right here. And the fight that they have with Patriot and Jeff, which you didn't even know about from back in here. And then eventually Accelerator jumps in as well. And we get ourselves a nice big old superhero fight. But someone pops up out of nowhere and it's Hologram. Our other Phoenix heroes have no idea who he is. And he just walks in and decides to lay down the law. In the looks on the faces of the SWAT army people, but also our 3 heroes, they have no idea what just hit them. And then Hologram just leaves. It's a really neat story, if I may say so. This is the hello world moment when our non-powered Patriot guys and our reasonably well-powered Accelerator realize there's someone really powered out in the world now, and nobody knows what to do with it. This is an interesting hero gallery. Ben Dunn, the major domo at Antarctic Press, he put out a thing on social media and he said he was looking for a Sega Saturn console because he had games that he wanted to play on and he couldn't find one. And he said, if anybody's got one, let me know. I'd be willing to pay. And I wrote him back and I said, Ben, I've got one. It's sitting, it was about 20 feet that way. And it was on a shelf and we haven't used it in 20 plus years. And I said, I'll send it to you, but here's the deal. I want you to do a hero gallery for me and I want you to do a pinup for me. And so here's the hero gallery. Pinup will be in issue 6, but Ben Dunn did these. Light, Patriot, Parkour, Accelerator, and Laserdisc. Don't they look great? Scott McClung tossed a Patriots pinup my way. And then we threw in the Phoenix Universe Part 2. And I did the Light, the Patriot, and Accelerator, again drawn very capably by Keith Newsom. Then we've got a little bit about Phoenix and a little bit about the UFO. It's a little larger than the others. The others, I think, were in the 20-ish page range. This is, I believe, around 40 to 44 pages. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you end up picking it up. I ran short on my order, and so I am not going to have this available at Space Pickup Live. You can get it at Amazon right now. Type in Heroes Now 5, and then I would probably type in either like Lorenz or Felrath as well in the search thing, and you'll pick up all the Heroes Now books. And so you can pick it up and it's print on demand. You can have it within a week at your own door. David Bath-Gallart did the cover again. This is an homage to, I believe it was Superman 14, which is one of the classic Superman covers. And I thought nobody better to be on that cover than Patriot. Bless his soul. Rest in peace. Hope you enjoy it, everybody. Let me know what you think. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. And as always, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to FANzine Live, and tell your friends, because Heroes Now, it's a Phoenix Productions. We talk about it here. We talk about it first. And we'd love to let the world know that Tony Lorenz and Kerry Callan and Ben Dunn and Scott McClung and John Muller and Keith Newsom, we've got some great artwork in here as well. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is Tom. This is FANzine Live. I will catch you next time.